Hi everyone, welcome to Lilthings. You guys have been asking for this tutorial for so long and I'm here to deliver. This tutorial is a flower coaster bouquet tutorial specifically for beginners. Let me know if I should make a bigger one, like a blanket one. Also, I would like to announce that after 9 months of preparation, our yarn store has finally been launched. And I really wouldn't have been able to do this without you guys. You can finally get your milk cotton yarn now, down in the description box or at lilthingsworld.com. Okay, so now let's talk about the materials to need for the tutorial. First, we're going to start with our all-one color, which is the white color. We are going to start with a magic ring. A lot of people are terrified of the idea of magic ring, but trust me, I'm going to go over it very slowly, so don't you worry. First, we're going to grab the yarn here using our left hand, using our ring finger and pinky, kind of like pointing up a gun, and then we are going to turn our hand like this. So see this yarn here, I'm holding it using my right hand. Wrap the yarn around our 2 fingers twice. So go over and on top like this, and then go under our 2 fingers. After this, go over and on top again, like this. And make sure that the 2 loops don't overlap. Then we're going to turn our hand, and this yarn tail here, we're going to bring it towards the palm of our hand, and then you're going to secure it, like hold it with our thumb. Now you can see that there's a cross at the bottom, and then on the top there should be 2 lines or like a parallel line, and I call this the first loop and this the second loop. The yarn continues here, and then it's attached to the yarn ball. So this is actually called, this part is called the working yarn. So now we're going to insert our hook under the first loop, which is this loop. So go under, then we're going to use the hook to grab onto the second loop, then pull it through the first loop. After this, we're going to make a twist clockwise like this. See this working yarn here? We're going to do a yarn over. So to do a yarn over, slide our hook under the working yarn and then over and on top like this. Basically use your hook to grab onto the working yarn. Then see this loop here on our hook? We're going to pull it through the loop on our hook. Basically like this. And after this, you can release everything. And ta-da, here is your magic ring. As you can see that this ring is kind of big, so we're going to pull the tail, then tighten it a little like this. And congrats, you've done your magic ring, which most people think that it's the hardest part, so if you could do it, I'm sure you could finish the whole piece. I'm very confident that you can finish the whole piece. So now I'm going to show you how I hold my supplies. Basically, this yarn that's connected to the yarn ball, I'm just going to place it in my hand and hold it in, kind of like point up a gun, and then we're going to hold the piece using our middle finger and thumb like this. And then we're going to bring our piece behind our index finger like this. Then we're going to hold our piece using our thumb and middle finger. And remember that the index finger is always pointed up. And the way that I'm holding the hook, it's just like how I'm holding the pen. So now let's start our round 1. So the stitch that we're going to be using for this round, the white part for the coaster, is double crochet. And double crochet is a pretty tall stitch. To start each round, we'll have to chain 2 to give the height for the stitch. So you can see that underneath my hook there is a V, and that is actually called a chain. So we're gonna make a second chain, a second V on top of the previous one to give height. So to do this, we are going to yarn over on this working yarn. So to yarn over, we're gonna bring our hook to the back of the working yarn, over and on top like this. And once you've grabbed, your hook is grabbed onto the yarn, we're gonna pull it through the loop on your hook like this. Ta-da, there is 2 V's. So now we're just going to place 12 double crochet into this magic ring. So don't be intimidated, it actually would get really repetitive. So first we're going to yarn over, bring our hook to the back, over and on top of the working yarn like this. Then we're going to insert our hook into the magic ring. And remember that the tail here, you should also caught on your hook. After this, we're going to yarn over. Once you've grabbed onto the working yarn, pull it through the magic ring, and that would bring up a loop. Now you've got 3 loops on our hook. Now we're going to yarn over, bring our hook to the back, over and on top of the working yarn. Then we're gonna pull through 2 loops at a time. So here we got 3 loops, so the first 2 will be these 2. So just pull through the first loop and the second loop, like this. Now you got 2 loops left on your hook, so we're gonna do this again. Yarn over. Once you've grabbed onto the working yarn, pull it through the remaining 2 loops, like this. And ta-da, here's your first double crochet. And essentially most of our piece is basically just double crochet. So if you could do this, like, it would be very easy for you to finish the whole piece. After making the first stitch of each round, we are going to use a stitch marker to mark the very first stitch. You can look at your stitch from above like this, and then slide your stitch marker underneath the V on the top, like this. And then you can lock it. And we're gonna continue making 11 more double crochet. So we start by yarning over. So bring our hook to the back, over and on top of the working yarn. Once our hook is grabbed onto our yarn, insert our hook into the magic ring. And remember that you should be also going under the yarn tail as well. Then yarn over, pull it through the ring, and that would bring up a loop. We got 3 loops in total now. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time, like this. And then we got 2 loops left, so yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. Now we're going to do our third one, so yarn over, insert your hook into the ring. Make sure you're going both the ring and the tail. Then yarn over again, then pull it through the ring. That would bring up a loop. So now we've got 3 loops in total, and then we're going to yarn over yarn over first, pull through 2 loops at a time. So pulling through the first and the second. Now we've got 2 loops left on our hook, yarn over, pull through both of the loops, like this. Now again, we're gonna make our 4th one. So yarn over, insert our hook into the magic ring. And then after this, yarn over again, pull through the magic ring. That would bring up a loop, so we got 3 loops in total. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time. Now we've got 2 loops left on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we've got 4 double crochet, so we're going to repeat this for 8 more times. We just need a total of 12 stitches. We've made 4. So I think everybody kind of got the hang of it. If not, you can just rewatch the part where I demonstrated it very slowly, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish this off. If you're someone who thinks in visuals, like colors, vibes, aesthetics, and you have a million creative ideas in your head, but struggle to actually show it in a clear way, listen up, because this is going to change your life. As a creative person, I've always found traditional organizing platforms very limiting. They're all grids, lists, boxes, and honestly, my brain just doesn't work like that. When I was building my brand at Lilthings World, I needed something to keep up with how I think creatively, and that's when I found Milanote. It completely changed the game for me. Milanote is a tool for organizing your creative projects. I was able to lay out the full branding, like I had my whole color palette on there, to-do list, project tracker, mood board, everything. It became this very visual place where I can organize the look and the feeling of the brand that I want to have. And now Milanote is basically my creative playground for developing my brand mascot, Lumi. I've been building out brand inspiration, deciding on characters' appearance, and brainstorming potential products ideas like crochet kits and plushies. You can literally drag and reference images, add little arrows to connect the dots, add text, sketches. Unlike other platforms, it doesn't force you into a rigid structure. It's super freeform but still organized, which is literally perfect if you're somebody who's always working on a creative project. Okay, if you're like, I don't have any ideas, don't worry, Milano got tons of built-in templates that are ready for you to use right away. It ranges from content planning, craft project brainstorming, class notes, literally you name it. And honestly, anything where you need visual thinking or creative freedom, Milano has got your back. It really gives you that space to play around, explore, actually see your ideas come to life. When you're ready to share your work, you can invite your team to gather important feedback and collaborate with them in real time. If you're creative-minded like me, this is your sign to join Milano. Click the link in the description box to get started with Milano today. Thank me later. So I've made 12 stitches in total, and now we just gotta close up the gap in the middle. We're going to grab onto the yarn tail and then just pull it. That will close up the gap immediately. We're almost done with our first round. We just need to connect it to the very first stitch. So we just gotta unlock the stitch marker. We just need to insert our hook into where exactly the stitch marker was. If you don't know, basically look at the first stitch here, and then on top of it you should see a V, and that V is where you should insert your hook under. Then after inserting your hook, we're going to do a slip stitch. First we're going to yarn over, then we're going to pull it through the stitch. That would bring up a loop. Now we're going to use the loop that we brought up on the left. We're going to pull it through the loop on the right, like this. And then we're going to tighten it. This step is very, very important if you want to have a round piece. Make sure you tighten it. Then you should have completed your first round. Yay! Then we're going to start our round 2. As we're expanding outwards, we're gonna have stitches called increase stitches. So essentially, see, for example, this one stitch here, for the next round, we're gonna have 2 stitches coming out from this single stitch. And we're going to have increased stitches for every single stitch for round 2. So let me just demonstrate how it works. But first of all, we need to give height, so we gotta chain 2. So yarn over, pull it through the loop on your hook. You can see that there's a V, and then again, yarn over, pull it through the loop on your hook. You can see that there's 2 V's, and that is exactly the height of double crochet. Now we're going to make our first double crochet, and you might be wondering, oh, like, where do I insert my hook? Basically, you can see that there's the chain here, and the stitch that right underneath it, kind of like attached to it, is this one, this stitch right here. And if you look from above, you can actually see a V here, and we're going to insert our hook underneath the V. So first we're going to start by yarning over, insert your hook into the V, the first stitch of the first round. Yeah, you can see that it's a V. Then we're going to do our double crochet, so yarn over, pull it through the stitch, and that would bring up a loop. And now we've got 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through just 2 loops at a time. And then yarn over, pull through the rest of the 2. Now, of course, for every first stitch, we need to mark it with our stitch marker. So we're gonna look at our stitch from above, like this. Slide our stitch marker underneath the V, the top V. Then now, after making the first stitch, I'm going to demonstrate how to make an increase stitch. Essentially, we're just going to go back to the same stitch. We're going to make another one. First, we're going to start by yarning over. Insert your hook into the exact same stitch as we did before. Then we're going to yarn over, pull it through the stitch. Now we've got 3 loops on our hook, essentially just the same thing. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time. Like this. Now we're going to repeat this for every single stitch in round 2, placing 2 double crochet in 1 stitch. So let's do it again. Start by yarning over, insert your hook into the next stitch, and if you look at it from above, it's actually a V. Then yarn over, pull it through the stitch, Now we got 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Now we got left 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through rest of the 2 loops. Like this. Now we've made 1 stitch. Now we're gonna make another one. So yarn over, insert your hook into the exact same stitch, then place a double crochet. From now on, I'm gonna make the double crochet a tiny bit quicker because you could always rewatch and practice your double crochet along the way. Now we've got 2 groups of double crochet increase. Now moving on to our third one. So first, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch. You can see a V. Then yarn over, pull it through the stitch. Now we've got 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time. Now we've made our first double crochet, we're gonna make our second one. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same exact stitch. So essentially we're just going to repeat this until the round ends. So as you can see, it's starting to get very repetitive. You just have to remember, put 2 double crochet in 1 stitch, just like how we've done, and repeat it until we have reached the end. And now we almost have finished round 2. Congrats. We are just going to connect it back to the very first stitch and we're done with round 2. So we're going to insert our hook right into where the stitch marker was. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Basically the top V of the first stitch. Then we're gonna do a slip stitch. So yarn over, pull it through the stitch, then pull it through the loop on your hook. Then this step is very, very important. See how the knot looks exactly, blends right into the rest of the stitches? This is what would happen if you don't tighten it. You would mistaken it as a stitch. So we need to tighten it like this until it becomes a tiny little knot and you won't mistaken it. Like this. Now let's start round 3. So first we're gonna start by chaining 2. So yarn over, pull it through the loop on your hook. Then again, yarn over, pull it through the loop on your hook. And in this round and onwards. And now in this round, we're gonna first do a double crochet increase in the first stitch, followed by a normal double crochet, like just 1 double crochet. So it'd be increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet. So now let's start making our first double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, like this, then place a double crochet. So for every single first stitch, we need to mark it with the stitch marker. We're going to place our stitch marker on the top V, and then place your hook back into the loop. We're going to place 1 more double crochet in the exact same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook right into the stitch. Like this. Now for the upcoming stitch, we're only going to place 1 double crochet. So yarn over, just place 1 double crochet in the following stitch. Like this. Then this is going to be the pattern. The next stitch is going to be an increase, 1 double crochet, increase, 1 double crochet. So let's do it again. Place an increase in the next stitch. Then going back into the same stitch to finish an increase, like this. and then followed by just 1 double crochet. Like this. See how we're going with this? And then for the next one, it's an increase. Like this. And then just place another double crochet into the exact same stitch that we did. Then followed by a double crochet. Then I'm going to demonstrate this one last time, an increase in the upcoming stitch. And then one double crochet in the next one. You can clearly see the pattern: increase, 1 double crochet, increase, 1 double crochet, increase, 1 double crochet, increase, 1 double crochet. We're just going to repeat this until the round ends. If you forgot how to do it, rewatch the beginning parts. It's the exact same thing. And for the last stitch, you should end on a double crochet, just 1. Then we're going to do slip stitch to connect to the very first stitch. Insert your hook into the first stitch. And then yarn over, and then pull it through the stitch, and then pull it through the loop on your hook. Then tighten it. This is very, very important. Now we're gonna go ahead and start round 4. So we're gonna start our round by doing chain 2. So yarn over, pull it through the loop on your hook. Yarn over again, pull through the loop on your hook. Then we're gonna start by placing 1 double crochet into the very first stitch. I'm just gonna go tiny bit quicker or else I'm gonna bore you guys. Then for round 4, the pattern will be 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet increase, and then 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet increase. So we've made 1 double crochet, we're gonna make our second double crochet, separate one. So going into the next stitch, then place just 1 individual double crochet. So that these two are separate. Then the third stitch would be an increase. So this is the next stitch. I'm placing the first single double crochet. Then I'm just going to go back into the same stitch to place my second double crochet. Like this. Actually, I just forgot something very important. Now we're just going to continue with this pattern. 2 separate double crochet followed by a double crochet increase. So I'm gonna place my second double crochet, a first double crochet in the second repeat, then again another separate double crochet like this. Then the third time it would be an increase. Going back into the same stitch to complete the increase. Then now we've repeated twice, we're just going to repeat until the round ends. Now we're just gonna do it again. So place 2 separate double crochet. This is my first separate double crochet, and then my second separate double crochet like this, and then the third time it will be an increase. And then just going back into the same stitch. Like this. Now we're just going to repeat until the round ends. Then on the last stitch, you should end on an increase. And now we're going to go ahead and connect it to the first stitch into the last stitch, the first stitch of the round. Then we're going to do a slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through the stitch, pull through the loop on your hook. Then we're going to tighten it. Then now we're going to start round 5. So to do this, start by yarning over, pull through the loop on your hook. This is our chain 1. Then we're going to repeat, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. That's our chain 2. For the upcoming round, the first stitch would be double crochet increase. So let's go ahead and make our first double crochet. And then we're going to make another double crochet right into the same stitch, going back into the same first stitch. Now we started off with a increase. It's followed by 3 individual double crochet. So double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, then increase, double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. So let's do our first individual double crochet in the next stitch, then 2 more. This is my second individual double crochet, and then my third one. Like that. Then we're going to continue repeating the pattern. Then it's followed by an increase. So it's my first stitch, and then going back into the same stitch, doing an increase. Like this. Then it's followed by 3 separate double crochet. This is my second one, and then my third one. Like this. Start by an increase, my first double crochet, then going back into the same stitch for the increase, and then 3 separate double crochet. And then 2 more, then 1 last more. Now we're just going to repeat it because I feel like if I demonstrate the whole thing would be too long and too repetitive. So basically repeating what we've done, increase and then 3 separate double crochet, increase, 3 separate double crochet, and then until the round ends. Then now we are up to the last stitch. We are just going to place just 1 double crochet. Then after that we're going to connect it to the very first stitch, and then we're done with the round. So insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull it through the stitch, pull it through the loop on your hook, like this. And then after this we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to pull a big loop to fasten off. Then we can just cut the yarn from here. So ta-da, here is our round, and now we're going to move on to making the leaves. Then after making the round, we're going to grab our green yarn. So we're just going to first attach the green yarn onto our piece. Then we can just start with a random stitch. So maybe here, we can just insert our hook underneath the V. Then we're going to wrap the green yarn around our hook. Then we're going to pull it through the stitch. Now don't pull it completely through, see how there's still a little loop here. Then we're going to grab the end of the tail here. We're going to hold it up using our left hand, and we're going to yarn over and pull through on our loop. So yarn over, pull it through the loop. Pull it completely through. So essentially we're just going to tie a knot. Then we're going to go back into that stitch. We're just going to pretend this is our working yarn. Then we're just going to yarn over and pull it through the stitch. After this, we're going to chain 1. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. And then you're gonna pull the end. And then we're going to insert our hook right into the same stitch where we attached our yarn. Going back into the same stitch and place a single crochet. So to do a single crochet, we're going to yarn over after inserting our hook, pull it through the stitch, and that would bring up a loop. Now we've got 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, we're gonna pull through both loops. Ta-da! Single crochet is easier, like way easier than a double crochet, so you should be fine. After this, we're going to chain 4. So to chain, yarn over, pull it through the loop on your hook. And then again, yarn over, pull it through the loop on your hook. Then do it 2 more times, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through. Then we're going to skip the following 2 stitches and then do a single crochet on the 3rd. So to skip the 2 stitches, this one is the next stitch, this one is next, and this one is the 3rd stitch. That's where we're going to be inserting our hook. So insert your hook. Then we're going to do a single crochet. So yarn over, pull it through the stitch. Now that would bring up a loop. We now have 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull it through the loop on your hook. All the loops, like this. Now we're going to chain 4 and do this again. So to chain, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Then again, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the loop. Yarn over, pull through the loop. Now we're going to skip the following 2 stitches. So first skip these 2 and then make a single crochet on the 3rd stitch. So insert your hook into the 3rd stitch, then yarn over, pull it through the stitch. Now you got 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull it through both loops, like this. Now we're going to do this again. We're going to chain 4. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And then we're going to skip the following 2 stitches, these 2, and then crochet a single crochet on the 3rd stitch. Going under a V, and yarn over, pull it through the stitch. Now we got 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through all 2 loops, just like this. Now we're gonna do this again. I feel like this is a bit new, so I'm just going to do it a couple more times. 4 chains, so yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Do this 2 more times. Then we're going to skip the following 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and then crochet a single crochet on the 3rd stitch. Yarn over, pull through the stitch. Now we got 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through both loops, just like this. Now I'm gonna do this again. Chain 4, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4. Then we're going to skip the following 2 stitches. 1, 2, 3. The 3rd one, that's where we insert our hook. And then do a single crochet, so yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through, like this. So essentially that's what we're going to be repeating all around our piece until we meet the end. So if you forgot how to do it, you can repeat these parts. It's just going to be the exact same. I'm now on my last session, so chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then skip 2, single crochet in the 3rd stitch. And then now I'm going to chain 4 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet here. So you see that there is a V on the top. I'm just going to insert my hook into the V. Oops. Like underneath the V here, and do a slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on my hook. Okay. Now we're going to make the leaves. Now we're just going to make a single crochet into the gap here. So we're just going to insert our hook into the chain 4, this giant gap. Then we're going to place a single crochet. So yarn over, pull it through the gap, the chain 4, then yarn over, pull through both loops like this. And now we're going to chain 4 again. So that chain 4 is going to go up, and then we're going to single crochet back, and then that would look like a leaf. So now let's chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to single crochet back onto the chain. So the V right underneath our hook is the first chain. We're going to skip that. Onto the next chain, the second chain, we're going to insert right into the middle of the V of the chain. Then we're just going to place 1 single crochet. So yarn over, pull it through the chain. Now we've got 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull it through both loops. Now moving on to the next chain, which is here, insert your hook right in the middle, then yarn over, pull it through the loop. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops on our hook. Now on the last chain here, don't miss it, we should have 3 single crochet on this chain 4. So insert your hook into the last chain, then do a single crochet. So here is our leaf. Then we're going to single crochet into the gap on the left here. So insert your hook into the gap more towards the left. So yarn over, pull it through. You bring up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops like this. Now as you can see in the middle, you can see that there's a single crochet. We're also going to be placing a single crochet on top of it. So you can see that on top of the single crochet there is a V here. We're just going to insert it like right on the top of the single crochet. Then do a single crochet. Yarn over, pull through. Now you got 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through both loops. Insert your hook into the gap towards the right, place a single crochet like this. So total in between each leaf there should be 3 single crochet. So 1 on the side on the left of the gap, 1 right on top of the single crochet, and then 1 on the right of the gap. Now we're going to chain 4, just basically repeating what we've done here, making a leaf. So chain 4, yarn over, pull through, that's our first chain. Yarn over, pull through, that's our second. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, like this. Now we're going to make 3 single crochet, and we're going to skip the first one. So skip the first one, move your finger towards the left, insert our hook right into the middle of the chain, and then do a single crochet. Like this. And then move your finger towards the left again. Here's our second chain. Then again. Like this. After making the leaf, we're going to make a single crochet towards the left of the gap. Insert your hook into the gap, make a single crochet. Like this. Then we're gonna make a single crochet right on top of the single crochet from the last round. Basically, look at it from the top here, there is a V. Just gonna insert your hook like right underneath the V. Then yarn over, pull it through. Now you got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull it through both loops. And then do it again and insert your hook into the gap. You should be making a single crochet more towards the right. So make a single crochet like this. Now we're up to the middle of the gap. We're going to make a leaf. So chain 4, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, last one, yarn over, pull through, just like this. We're gonna skip the very first chain. We're going to single crochet in the second and onwards. Single crochet, and then the one towards the left, insert your hook into the next one, and then the last one. And then now we're just going to repeat what we've done, placing 3 single crochet. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. 1 single crochet on the left. And then insert your hook into the single crochet stitch, going under the V, then just place a single crochet. Like this. And then you should place another single crochet on the right. Then after that, we've reached the leaf part, so we're going to chain 4. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Repeat it for 4 times in total. Now we've got a chain of 4. Then we're going to insert our hook into the chain 2. Then place a single crochet. Yarn over, pull through. We got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through. Now we're just going to place 3 more single crochet on this chain. Now we're just going to place a single crochet on the left of the gap. Just like this. And essentially we're just going to repeat it until we reach till the end here. It's basically very repetitive. Again, you can rewatch these parts, and essentially just going to be single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, then a leaf, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, a leaf. So basically just going to repeat it. So yeah. Now I'm up to my last leaf, so just one more single crochet on the right of the gap, then going to chain 4, and then just a single crochet on the left of the gap. And then after that, we can just go ahead and slip stitch to the very first stitch, which is here, or slip stitch to any loop that you can get your hook into. So I'm just gonna insert my hook into that V, and then yarn over, pull it through the stitch, pull it through the loop on your hook, and then pull it really tight. After that, chain 1 to fasten off. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, pull a big loop, and then just cut it off here. Now you should have something that looks like this, and now we're just going to grab the color of the flowers, and I'm using color 04. Now all the flowers are going to be located right in between the leaves. So between each leaf, there should be 3 single crochets separating them. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're just going to place the flower right in the middle of the single crochets. This stitch right here is where we're going to be making our flower. So insert your hook into that stitch. Quite frankly, you can just insert your hook into like approximately the middle, it doesn't really matter. Then after inserting your hook, we're just going to wrap the yarn around your hook and then just pull it through like this. Then we're going to grab onto the working yarn. We're just going to chain 10. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook like this. This is our chain 1. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. We got 3 chains. We're gonna chain until we have 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So just like this. First, we're going to skip the very first chain, which is this one. For every single chain here, we're going to place a single crochet increase, meaning 2 single crochet in each and every chain we do. So since we have 10 chains, we're skipping the first chain. We now have 9 chains to crochet on, and that means we'll have 9 single crochet increases. So anyways, back to making our first single crochet. Insert your hook into the second chain from hook, and then yarn over, pull it through the chain. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook, just like this. Now we're going back into the exact same chain, and then place another single crochet like this. Now moving on to the next one, move your finger a little bit towards the left, insert your hook into the next chain, and then do a single crochet, and then insert your hook into the same chain, and then single crochet again, and then insert your hook into the next one, and then make my first single crochet, going back into the same chain, do my second one, and then again moving on to the next one, making my first single crochet, then just going back into the same chain. It's pretty easy to see where the previous chain was because it's like really stretched out. Then we're basically going to do the same for the rest of the chain. 2 single crochet in each stitch. So I have just finished all the chains, and you can count, it should be 9 times 2, which is 18. So we're gonna roll it up anyway, and it doesn't really matter if you miss like 1 or 2 stitches, let's be honest. Anyways, once we've reached the end, we can just fasten it off. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, and make a big loop like this, and then we're gonna roll this piece of chain up like this. So we're just gonna roll it from the start. So now it looks like a flower. Now for the end here, we're just going to thread it through a darning needle. So I'm just holding it on my thumb, left thumb right now, and we're just going to pierce the bottom of all the layers to make it stay in place. So just pierce it all, just insert it through, like all of them at the bottom here. Pull it through like this. Grab all the ends to the back. You can see that there's 2 tails. We can just tie a knot here to make sure that they stay in place. Like you can double knot it, and then later we can just weave in and deal with the ends later. And now we're just going to repeat for all of the flowers, and it's just going to be the same, so you can just rewatch this part. I like to alternate colors, so one is yellow, one is pink, yellow, pink, like this. Or you can do like pink, light pink, pink, light pink, like that. So now I have finished all the yellow roses, and now I'm just going to make the pink roses in between the yellow roses here. So the process is the same. So this is my first pink flower, and I'm just gonna go ahead and make the rest of them. So I've just finished each and every flower, and as you can see, we've got a lot of tails on the back, and we're just going to sew it, which means hiding the tail one by one. So let's start with maybe this one. You can see we're going to grab both of the tail from the same flower. Then we're gonna thread this through the darning needle. We're just going to insert our needle right from the bottom of the flower to up, like this. We can just go ahead and cut the tails. And then it would be hidden inside the petals, inside the layers here. So we're just going to do this for every single flower. Insert your darning needle right from the bottom of the flower and then go up like this. Basically just going to repeat it for every single flower and you're done. After weaving in all of the flowers, you still have some white tails left. We can just thread it through, and this time we're just going to hide into the loops of all the stitches. So get your hook, get your needle into any of the stitches, but skip the first loop so the wouldn't undo everything. So skip the first loop and just go into random loops. It might be a little bit hard, just do it slowly. Then cut the yarn, and same with the other white tail. Ta-da! You're finally done, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, if you like the yarn we're using, head to our website lilthingsworld.com or click down in the description below and get your own milk cotton yarn now. So yeah, remember to turn on notification bell and subscribe because I'll be posting every single week now. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!